Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters on That podcast. I'm your host, Brian. And today, welcome to a special guest. And somewhere on the East Coast, we got our boys, Jesse and Jacob. And we actually got a nice little card here to represent the band, MERC. How you boys doing today?
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
No worries. And we got to give a special shout out to Jesse because I had actually stumbled upon him when he was at a Sacred Reich concert and actually probably represent the shirt right there and everything.
All right. Fuck yeah, dude.
To fill in the audience, there was actually a concert in my neck of the woods. The venue was actually called Spirit Hall, and it was, how do you pronounce it? Is it Hyrax or Hirax?
Hyrax, yep.
Hyrax. They were the opener. Sacred Reich was the middle act. Dark Angel was the headliner. And to kind of fill the audience in a little bit more, unfortunately, it wasn't a packed venue because unfortunately we had Judas Priest and Alice Cooper playing at a venue a little outside of town. So unfortunately, they took all the metalheads away. But for those who showed up to Dark Angel, thanks for coming.
All the real ones were there, man. All the real ones were at the Dark Angel show.
That's for sure. So I do have to ask Jesse, I guess, how'd you end up as the merch boy for Sacred Reich?
Boy, the bitch. So I've been touring for like 16 years, just on and off local bands, and it's been doing it for a long time. And I got hired by a band called Whores a couple of years back. Shout out to Whores. They brought me on the road, which gave me a new level of experience to seeing what outside of local bands, what that next level is like. And then the bus driver for Sacred Reich, me and him have known each other for years. And he told me they needed a merch guy. I was like, well, I can fucking do it. I can sling some fucking t-shirts and schlep some fucking amps and guitars back and forth. It's what I do. I didn't think I was going to get the job. I was like, there's no way they're going to fucking hire me. Lo and behold, man, they gave me the call and brought me in. So that was really cool, man. Those guys are really nice. Great guys to work with. That tour was a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah. Actually, that was the first time I really got up close to a stage and even close to a mosh pit as well. Because I tend to stay usually a little further back. I would like to go into work the next day, not all bloody and everything.
Was that the stage? Was that the stage that had the stairs going directly on the fucking stage? You remember that? Like right in the middle? I forget if they cleared those out or not.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
and I think
easy access for stage dive. Like a little right up front, dude. It was funny as fuck.
I think if there were more people, I probably would have done the stage dive.
Lift those fuckers up. You should see a guy in a wheelchair try to stage dive. It's a debacle, dude.
I think they do the crowd surfing with the guys in wheelchairs nowadays. I think it's a little hard. Otherwise, I think we should throw them like a rag doll. So, all right. But to also fill in the audience, that's how I was actually able to find out about the band MERC as well as Jesse here. And then the rest is history because I think I was also talking with Jacob a little bit there too because it was a little hard trying to find you guys on Instagram. So,
yeah.
All right. But I guess in terms of the band, sorry. I was say, I guess in terms of the band MERC, I guess what you guys been up to recently? Because did you guys release some new material this year?
Yeah. So we've been working on recording a new. I don't know. It might be an LP. If it's not an LP, then it's like a big fat EP. So we're recording that. We've got some splits with some bands coming up. Then I guess writing mainly. Plus, we did have to get a new drummer. So we've been getting him up to speed, Ryan Laughlin, and he's fucking awesome. So I mean, he's up to speed now. We're all good. And Jesse's back from slinging t-shirts for a little bit, luckily.
Yeah. We released one EP earlier this year called Dehumanized, and seemed to be getting some good response from that. Yeah. We're pushing in a direction where we've always tried to. Kind of go power violence and keep things heavy, but the songs this guy's writing nowadays, they just get harder and faster, and it's a lot of fun to play, man. So we're really looking forward to this next one. It's not titled yet, but we're working on it.
In there, maybe by the end of the year, maybe early next year.
That's good to hear. And I guess just to kick it off here too, I guess we'll go and jump into the first question a little bit. And also, welcome to the podcast here, boys. It's good to have you on here too. So, I guess first off, who's the most senior member between you two?
Technically, that would be me. MERC originally started as like a one-man side project for while I was in this other band. And in the other band, our guitarist unfortunately passed away. It didn't feel right to keep going with that band when he passed away. So I leaned into MERC, my solo project. I took the drummer from the other band. His name was Chris. Took him and started it as a two-man project. Just me on a bass and him on drums and me doing vocals. And then before our first show, though, Jesse came on, right? So, I mean, Jesse's been here pretty much since MERC has been, like, serious. I mean, I would say, honestly, we're pretty much tied in terms of, like, seniority.
All right. I'll go more into market just a little bit here, too. But I guess, Jacob, what role do you play in the band? And what's your backstory of how you became a musician?
Yeah, so I'm the vocalist. I've been going to hardcore shows since I was a teenager. I probably went to my first hardcore show in like 2007, maybe 8. So when I was like 16 or 17, I got into power violence by like 09, maybe 08, I guess. It's hard to keep track. I mean, I was in like some really shitty bands back then. But I kind of left like the local scene, did a lot of living, started a family. Just kind of focused on my actual life while kind of still loving the music and listening to it, just not being as involved in the scene. But I moved back to like my general area, started reconnecting with people. And one of my old friends wanted to get an old project back together, and I said, fuck it, let's do it. And then it's been pretty much that since like 2020, I guess. Just making music on the side, and it's I don't know, it's what I really love, I guess. It's kind of like my main hobby, what I do with my free time. Probably the same with Jesse, other than selling t-shirts.
I'm real good at it.
Haven't seen it so much in MERC, but he's saving the good stuff. Nah, he's awesome.
Are you allowed to talk about what you do for like a living? Because I think that's one of the funnest things about you. It's so interesting. A little bit.
Yeah, I can talk about it. Yeah, so I'm an RF engineer. So I went to school for electrical engineering, got into RF, that's radio frequency engineering. Right now I'm a NASA contractor. I go out to Houston like twice a year. I mainly just work here in the middle of fucking nowhere, North Carolina, remotely, and that's it. And I promise, it sounds kind of cool. It's incredibly boring work in reality.
It's a lot of words to say rocket scientist, man.
No.
Dude's a fucking rocket scientist.
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know the fucking difference, honestly. He works with radios and fucking space shuttles and shit.
I'm good at tricking people into thinking I'm a good engineer. I'm good at tricking people. That's about it.
I'm really good at asking medium, large, or extra large. I'm really good at telling people we don't have that in a 4X.
Shit.
I was going to say, we got Jump of the Hut coming through. We have to ask for a 4X in that case.
Oh my god!
Dude, yeah.
I feel so bad for him.
It's rough. We should. I mean, we have some 3Xs, but we need to start getting like 4 or 5Xs just in case. Because
they go up to 5X.
They probably go up higher than that, man.
It's got to be like a fucking parachute.
Yeah, you never know when you'll need a parachute.
You jump out. That's valid. That's valid.
I guess so. But at least Jacob puts the term rocket scientist to use, or rocket science, that sort of stuff. So that's all cool. And
yeah,
I do have to,
that's all right.
actually, I do have to ask, some of the other bands you were in previously, Jacob, I guess, why were they shitty? Just a lot of creative differences or a lot of infighting?
Why were they shitty? They were shitty because we were teenagers just trying to do whatever, the first thing that came to our minds, and without really putting any thought into it back then. I mean, the scene was really healthy, so we still got to play some really fun shows, but we were just awful bands. But it was still fun.
All right. I guess, Jesse, what's your role, and I guess what's your backstory?
Well, similar to Jacob, I was in a bunch of smaller, I guess you call them shitty local bands. I mean, kind of like what he was saying, you're a bunch of kids. You don't really, you think you have an idea of how things are supposed to work and what heavy music is and everything like that. And so my first band, that first semi-successful band, whatever you want to call it, what made it kind of shitty is we just partied too hard, man. We thought that's what rock and roll was, you know? So we were just partying every night. We were spending all the money, literally all the money we ever made at like the door or anything like that would immediately go into like beer, drugs, whatever it was at the time. We were really young. So we partied too hard and didn't really, we took it seriously, but probably not as serious in the way that we should have at the time. And just from floating around throughout the years and, you know, just going to local shows and hanging out with people and meeting people, you kind of just get more involved and more rooted into that circle and that scene. So for a long time, I was at college and I put all my focus on, you know, my work over there. And I didn't play bass for like 3 years. So when I finally came back to Charlotte, which is where we kind of call our home base, when I finally came back to Charlotte, it was time to get back into the scene. So I was in a couple other bands. There was not a whole lot of infighting, but like, you know, didn't see eye to eye on some shit. And so me and those other bands and all of us, we just kind of parted ways in there. And then luckily, Jacob was looking for a bass player because this poor guy over here, like he was telling you a second ago, he was playing bass and singing. And he was like, dude, this sucks. Yeah, and the poor guy, he's got to stand in one spot. He's glued to that spot. So it kind of didn't have the energy that he was trying to get across to the crowd as a front man. And so he brought me in. And we've just been piecing it together guy by guy ever since. And as far as bands I've been in, this is probably the music that I enjoy playing the most and the guys that I enjoy being around the most, because there's no real drama in our crew right now or anything. We all of us in the band have been doing it for a long time, so we know what's expected and what needs to be done, how to hold yourself to a semi-professional level to at least get booked to more shows, you know? But, you know, here we are now, and it seems to be working so far.
Somehow. So that's all cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you guys done any touring with the current lineup you have, or have you guys mainly just releasing music and then just seeing where it goes?
So we tend to do like we call it like surgical strike tours, where we just play weekend shows because weekdays just, you know, people are busy. People can't really make it out to shows much on weekends. On weekdays. So we try to hit places like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Thursdays in like college towns and stuff. But yeah, this year we played from all the way up in Vermont, all the way over to LA and San Diego. Not that many places in between, if I'm being honest, but we did hit both like edges of the country, I guess. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, we do like little baby tours, weekend runs. That's kind of like our pocket right now. We would love to do bigger tours, but it's hard to get it to work like at our level, which isn't very high. You know, we're not going to have like a bajillion people come out on a Tuesday to see us, right? And we all have jobs, so it's like we have to take off time from work. And if we're spending all of that time off work playing on Tuesdays, where, you know, and people aren't coming out to see us, it's kind of like, what's the point? You know what I mean? When we can just do weekend runs and just keep it short and quick, just like all of our music, really to the point.
Yeah, we like to try to put ourselves out there as much as possible, because what we've all noticed in our past bands and all the experience throughout the years is that you can become a hometown hero and you could just keep beating up your hometown over and over, and you can get all the shows if you want. But the thing is like, what's the point? We've done it before, so what we have to do is try to find places that maybe would like what we're into and what we're about. And we get, you know, you get offers that from far away, from far out of state, you know, like what was it? Alabama. Someone asked us to do a show. Or like
We are doing that show.
We are doing that show. So yeah, we have shows in Alabama, and like he was mentioning a second ago, Vermont, Massachusetts, Florida, San Diego, Los Angeles,
Detroit was awesome.
Detroit was really
Forgot
good.
about Detroit for a
So what we try to do is we try to spread out as much as possible instead of just keeping it to our local home turf, which is safe. And I understand how people fall into that because it's like, all right, well, like you were saying, we all have to work. So just keep playing your hometown. And it's like, nah, none of us really want that anymore. So we try to do those surgical strike dates where we plan a power weekend, drive up to fucking like Detroit or something, knock it out for a few days, meet a bunch of new friends and network and try to put ourselves out there in different places as much as possible.
It's definitely a smart move. Actually, as soon as you said Alabama, I was about to ready to throw in the Forrest Gump line, like Greenbow, Alabama.
I don't remember where the town. It might be. I don't think it's Birmingham.
I hear it's a good scene out there, though.
So yeah, actually, I've heard that too. Yeah. The bands we're playing with, we haven't announced yet, so I can't say who it is just yet. But they're really fucking awesome. So I'm really excited about the shows.
You start realizing like how many awesome people and how many like cool scenes are all over the fucking place. If you just get out and explore, you're going to find people that are like you everywhere. No matter where you go, people think everything's different. It's not. Like, all of us are all into this genre of music for a reason. So you meet people that are like you everywhere you go, and you start realizing, like, this whole place is your home. It's not just this one little spot. It's everywhere.
That's for sure. I did know Mobile, Alabama also has a pretty good metal scene there, too. So I think in the Deep South, it's a little pocketed. It's not like you just go to this town right here and be like, you'll be able to fit right in.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Yep. A lot of dry counties, too, which sucks. There's nothing worse than when I get out of the van or the bus and go get a beer, and they're like, nah, not in this county. Like, Jesse's about to get itchy, son. I just got to fight off the shakes.
He's an alcoholic.
I'm an alcoholic.
I thought you were going to walk up to bartender and be like,
did you guys this?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it was technically Jacob, and then he directed me towards you.
Hey, man, he plays better when he's drunk. He plays better when he's drunk, man. I'm not ever intervening with him. He can stay an alcoholic, man. I need you to.
You don't want to see me when I'm sober.
He's a fucking prick when he's sober.
I can't.
No, he's not. He's cool.
I get grouchy at the end of the night, though. That's for sure.
So poor drunk.
Yeah, I get grouchy. I get sleepy.
He does get
I'm
grouchy.
the living version of like a fucking Snickers commercial, where it's like I'll be like fucking Joe Pesci down there, just like over everything. Eat something, dude. And I'm like, I don't want to eat anything. Fine. All right, now I feel better. I'm sorry for being a dick.
Well, instead of Snickers bar, it's now Middle of the Light in this case. Actually, let's go to jump into MERC a little bit more here, too. So the way Jacob kind of described it's power violence metal. So I guess what's the difference between that and grindcore? Because I was thinking it was more like a grindcore sort of music you guys were doing.
Oh, I have no idea. That's one for Jacob, 100%.
It's kind of nebulous, to be honest. The backgrounds of the two are pretty different. It's almost like one of the things where it's hard to define the difference itself all the time, but when you hear it or see it, you can kind of tell the difference. I think so. Grindcore has a lot of elements from hardcore punk, but I feel like it still leans more towards metal. Where power violence leans more towards hardcore, right? They're kind of, I don't know. That's such a tough fucking question. Yeah, I would say that power violence moves on. So they both have a lot of speed, right? I feel like power violence has a little less technicality usually. Power violence bands tend to stick on a riff for a lot less time. So like let's say Magruder Grind, right? Like they're one of the newer albums, I think 2 is what it's called. But so the riffs are incredible, but they'll play them for like 4 to 8 measures, right? So like a pretty good while, where us, we tend to maybe play 2 measures at the most. Sometimes, like if it's like for something that's really more for like the moshers in the audience, we might play a certain riff for like 4 measures tops. That's about it. So I mean, we're constantly moving to new riffs, and there's not always that much flow. I feel like grindcore, there's more intentionality with like the flow of the songs too. Usually, again, not always. Where power violence can completely just turn on a dime with no real care for bridging the 2 moments together, right? It's kind of a tough question. I'm not sure there's any bass-only grindcore bands. I'm sure there is, but there are quite a few bass-only power violence bands. It's kind of like in the DNA of power violence.
So you guys don't have a guitar player at the moment, or I guess what's the current lineup of the group?
We have 2 bassists, a drummer, and me on vocals only. Yeah, so MERC started off as just bass. I mean, I ran through an ABY into 2 different amps. One of them was a guitar amp, but it was still just a bass. And we've kind of developed that sort of sound. So one of our bassists, Tyler, who is fucking awesome, by the way, he plays a bass 6. So it's tuned like a normal bass, but it has 2 extra high strings, which he doesn't use all that much. But he runs through a guitar amp, and it gives it kind of a different like, flavor and tone versus Jesse is kind of like a classic bassist, I guess you could say. So yeah, we are bass only. We kind of exist like somewhere in between a band with a guitarist and a bassist and a band with 2 bassists. We're somewhere in the middle.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I would say you guys fooled me, because when I was listening to your album Dehumanize, I was thinking it was just one of those down 2 guitars, and then you just had the bass and the standard band setup, and then it was just shorter songs. Like I think the longest is like 2 minutes and 20 some seconds or something like that. Like the lowest is like 30 some seconds. So, all right, that's interesting.
Yeah, we always have like a couple songs that are longer, usually in a different genre. But I think our average, like, so we have like normal MERC songs, which are like the songs that we play live and stuff, not like post-punk or anything experimental. But out of our like normal MERC songs, our average song is probably 50 seconds, maybe 40, give or take.
Okay. I was going to say, what made you guys want to do like the shorter songs? Was that mainly the intention, or did it just kind of pop your head? It was like, let's just roll with it and see what happens?
I think that was the intention for me. Power Violence has always been like my baby since I found it when I was 18 in like 2009 or whatever. Why I really love the short songs, I couldn't tell you. I feel like there's more aggression in those short, angry songs. I feel like in real life, right, when someone has a flash of anger, right, it's not something that really lasts, 3-4 minutes at a time, right? It's a flash of anger is like bam, yeah, exactly. And I mean, like a firefight, most firefights are measured in seconds, not minutes, right? If I had, I mean, I can't really put it into words, but I just really love the short songs, and maybe it's because my attention span is shit. I don't know. That might contribute though.
I'd say everybody else would be such a span.
Like, in a way, yeah, it's challenging in a way that I enjoy playing because I'm used to songs being like 3-4 minutes long. Then you start realizing, well, something I realized when I joined this band is there's so much fat that you can trim off a song, and you can keep all the parts that are, going to make people go nuts, and parts that you enjoy playing, and whatever breakdowns, whatever you want to call them. Like, you can do that without overstaying your welcome in that, And there's a big thing to be said, at least in my opinion, about leaving people wanting more is better than giving them too much and them getting bored. So like in Firefight, by the way, I don't know if you mentioned he was in the military, former Marine over here, this fucking guy, so he knows what he's talking about. But like he said, these things, these flashes, they come up really fast, and I think that kind of serves the song better for this genre, and the attitude and the mood and what you're trying to get across. Short songs, they work a lot better than us going out there and playing verse, chorus, bridge, breakdown, chorus, done. Like we're trying to avoid that kind of formula.
We try to avoid all formulas as much as we can. I mean, it's impossible to avoid them completely, right? Like we have writing styles that come through, but our intention is to avoid all formulas as much as we can, anyways.
I guess, would you consider Napalm Death more grindcore or maybe more of the power violence? Maybe with the older material in those days when he had From Enslavement to Obliteration and their Scum album. Was that kind of the influence that kind of...
Yes. I think so. I mean, I think from the culture that they came from, that is definitely grindcore. But obviously, I think that it influences power violence in a huge way. I mean, those two albums, which, I mean, in my opinion, are the best Napalm Death albums ever. Yeah, I think that they influence power violence tremendously. But I would say technically grindcore. But it's like, it's one of those things, if someone picks a band that I would consider grindcore and they call it power violence, it's not something I'm going to like really argue with, because it's like, it's really hard to define why I disagree, if that makes sense.
Honestly, I think it was because grindcore always sounded like it was more down-tuned and kind of a, I don't say mushy sound, but it did sound like it had a whole bunch of chaos blended together, if that makes sense.
Definitely, yeah.
So, I guess, speaking of Napalm Death, since they set the record for like the shortest song in like a matter of seconds, would you guys consider maybe doing something similar at some point?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're gonna make a song less than 1 second.
I've covered "You Suffer" in most bands I've been in because I do love that song so much. Yeah, that is a classic, man. And yeah, we're definitely gonna beat that. I mean, other bands have beaten it. Like technically, there's like some bands that have managed to get songs onto CDs that are like they're like way less than even like half a second. I don't know if we're gonna beat that, you know. But yeah, I love micro songs. We're probably gonna be doing a bunch of micro songs on this newer LP. So people that like "You Suffer," maybe they'll like some of these songs too.
I will say, at least during a concert, you could get away with doing it 2 or 3 times, since it's only like, what, in this case, it's a second to 1 to 5 seconds long, to be honest.
Yep, that's right.
And Jacob, I have to ask about the name. I guess I'm assuming it's short for Mercenary, but I guess how'd you come up with the name MERC for the band here?
So I mean, I guess I would look at it that it is short for mercenary. In the Marine Corps, we would also use it like as a verb, like someone got murked. I mean, I don't know. There's not really like an official way to spell slang like that, I guess. When someone says like that guy got murked, they might be referring to like MURK, right? Or MERKED, which is another great band, by the way, that we really like, murked. For whatever reason, I always just interpreted it as MERC. So to me, in my fucking dumb head, I saw like MERC as a noun for like a mercenary and MERC as like a verb for kill, I guess. And I don't really know. There wasn't really that much intention behind the name. I was just thinking of names or something, and I just heard the word MERC again, and I was like, I've always liked that word, MERC, and I just went with it. I mean, originally when I started MERC as like a little one-man project, it was really just more of a way for me to be able to make some dumbass music quickly without like having to deal with other bandmates. And I almost didn't even release it because it wasn't really meant for people to like. It was just an outlet for me. So when I picked the name MERC for it, it was like really just off the top of my head, I guess.
I always thought MERC too, like, because when I first joined, I Googled it just to see if there was any other like meanings that I didn't know about. And I think I saw somewhere in there it was a definition for it. Somewhere it was like to kill with like precision, you know. So it's like one shot, one kill kind of shit. And to me, that kind of also that name lent itself to the song lengths and the music in general, because it was like we were talking about a second ago. we're not there to kill you slowly. We're there to do it very fast. You know, so we want to kill with precision. That was cool.
For sure.
Actually, I thought it'd be the Brad Pitt movie,
Yeah,
Killing
I
Them
know.
Softly. That's her deal.
Oh yeah, that's a cool movie.
God, I love him.
Actually, I do have to ask, is there a name for your little mascot on the card here?
We've had lots of different names for him. Jesse always does this like ridiculous accent sometimes. So for a while we were gonna call him MOIC, so like Moik.
Moik.
But I think we ended up going with Little Murky, MURKY. Because if it's MERCY, that's Little Mercy, and that's
Yeah, we don't want
Wow, that's
we don't want Little Mercy.
nah, not even little.
None.
So yeah, I think Little Murky is his name for now.
Now it definitely is. Little Murky, he's gonna have a mixtape coming out next year.
Yeah.
He'd be rapping and dropping the beats and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, we could make it a reality.
We're not going to.
We're not going to.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, who the fuck knows?
But he is
Somewhere down the
trademarked,
road.
right? If any rappers out there take Lil Murky, we will sue you.
We're coming for you. You hear me? Double bass attack.
Okay. I'll back off. I won't do anything. You're all good. So I guess actually, what other bands really kind of influence the sound? And then I guess we'll get into musicians a little bit here too. But what bands kind of influence the sound of MERC?
So, I mean, I came up with all like the classics. So like Apartment 213, they probably influence us quite a bit still. Crossed Out, No Comment, that kind of thing. It's for bands that I feel like we are really similar to, and it's like I try to write from my own brain, but I listen to this band Mind Eraser so much that it's like I think it's impossible for me not to be influenced by that band. So Mind Eraser is probably our biggest influence, and it's like it's not even really on purpose. It just can't be helped, I guess. But they're really great. If anyone's listening and hasn't heard Mind Eraser, if you happen to like MERC for some reason, definitely listen to Mind Eraser. They were so good.
I wasn't sure Jesse wanted to throw anything in, but
Yeah.
He nailed it.
Okay.
He nailed it.
Fair enough.
what he said. So yeah. All right. But still stick with
What he
influences.
said.
You know,
I still stick with like the musicians. I guess who'd you guys really look up to musicians in terms of your styles? So Jesse, which bass players did you look up to for bass? And then Jacob, I guess was there a lot of the same bands you just mentioned that kind of influenced your vocal style?
for me, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
For me, like bass players that I always looked up to, I don't really do that whole hero worship kind of thing. That's something I learned along the way. Is like you can't really look up to too many people. So I always just the people who influenced me the most were people that I knew and people that I watched in the scene. Jacob, getting in here with him, watching him play. And, there's not really anyone in particular. It's just something that you're driven towards, and I just watch other people that I really liked. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that, So nobody too famous or anything like in particular, just all the locals, man, that are keeping it real and putting their own gear in and out every night. Those are the people you want to be influenced by,
By the way, for me, I would say the vocalists I look up to the most were always the kind of vocalists that didn't give a shit what they sounded like. They were just mad and they just yelled. Guys that weren't concerned with, if they sound cool or not, or if their voice cracks or something. It's the guys that are just like, they're just like an embodiment of being fucking mad, right? And when you're really fucking mad, I mean, there's imperfections and everything you do, your voice cracks, If you're really mad, you don't really sound that cool, honestly. But to me, I think that is really cool, and that's what I always try to like shoot for, I guess, to just let go of my own stupid ego and just be mad for everybody else that's listening, and just kind of, I guess that's it.
I think I give you credit, Jacob. You actually did sound pretty good, especially with some of the low growls you were doing at times. So I guess, how'd you do your whole vocal techniques?
For my vocal style on the album, it was, when I recorded vocals, it was, I would yell, and try to do it naturally, try to be like really naturalistic with it, and listen back. And if it sounded intense, if it sounded like I was mad or upset or whatever, as long as there was intensity to it, then I was like, cool, this works. I'm happy with these vocals. For my lows, my low kind of death metal style vocals that I'll do time to time, it's basically just the same as my mids, just at a lower register, right? It's not a fancy technique. I try to avoid any techniques. I can do other styles of vocals, right? I just don't feel like they really fit with this band and like what the band's philosophy is on stuff. So that's kind of why I generally stick with just being mad and yelling at people.
There's something to be said about that kind of raw delivery, which is what we try to do with a lot of our recordings too, which is, I got to thank Jacob a lot, because some of the stuff that we play and we write, it can be kind of hard, and especially when you're in the studio, like trying to lay it down. It's fast and it might sound sloppy, but I give him credit because he always goes, just let it be raw, and like, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Get it done. Don't worry about how good it's going to be, because every other band I've ever been in, it's like, no, it's got to be perfect. Has to be perfect. That guy who's recording it keeps hitting that space bar over and over again. It's like, all right, try it again. Try it again. Try it again. And you're like, fuck. And then you just get so in your head about it. But what Jacob really encourages in this band is like, hey, fuck it, man. Just go through and do it as raw, do it as good as you can, do it like you're playing it live, man. Figure it out. We'll make it work good. So, especially that's, he was talking about with his vocal delivery. It's like, it doesn't have to be clean and perfect and flawless for us to put it out there. Like, part of the genre itself is supposed to be, raw emotion and raw playing. So it's a lot of fun just to not have a lot of pressure on the recording, when it's just kind of like, all right, just do it, man. Who gives a shit? And if you need to do it again, do it again. And as he's clicking us through, he'll be like, hey, how did you feel about that? Do you want to do it again? And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be like, yeah, because you're like really in your head. But he's, he's really good at getting us to move on and being like, nah, you're kind of getting bogged down in this. Let's go to the next part. Let's do the next thing. And then we can come back to that. He always tells me, which makes me feel really good. He's like, I thought you did it great. What are you talking about? And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? That was terrible. And he goes, dude, that sounded great to me, man. Which, to not have somebody be like, yeah, why don't you try it again? Try it again. He's like, dude, that was fucking great. Let's move on to the next bit. And somehow it always works out.
So
for the most part.
No, I go in after and I redo everything he records.
He goes, just kidding. I don't. The rest of the band is like, all right, Jesse, you're good for the day if you want to go. And
don't beat yourself up, man.
As soon as I leave, they're like, holy shit, man, cut all of that.
No.
It's burned out and start all over again. So Jacob fills in the spots. So yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if he did. Dude can play bass too. I mean, he's got to give himself some
credit. I never touched a bass. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what it isn't. That like the big thing where you
the stand-up bass?
Yeah. I've seen one before. That's about it.
That's the direction I'm trying to push us.
You go to an orchestral set next. So, all right. I guess
we're working on.
Actually, Jacob, I wanted to ask, what'd you do during the Marines? I guess, did you travel the world, or I guess you just sticking around the States?
I traveled to Afghanistan 2 times. That was cool. It was fun. I stopped in Romania, Kyrgyzstan, and Germany. And that was it. I was a machine gunner in the Marine Corps. I got to do, that's pretty much it, man.
I love how he says it was cool and fun going to Afghanistan.
There were cool and fun moments for sure.
Guys
I
are
will say,
badass,
I'm
man.
not. No, that's stupid.
Yeah, you are.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't tell them.
That's just like a man. You went from a badass, and now he's in a rock and roll hot band and all that stuff. So, in a joking way.
Living the dream, man. Living the dream.
I guess, how was Kyrgyzstan and Romania? They look pretty sweet. I'm thinking about maybe going into one of those countries one of these days.
Romania was really cool, mainly because that was a really rough deployment, and we hit Romania on our way back. So we were like, hey, we're alive, yeah. And we got to drink in Romania, which is, we didn't get to drink in Kyrgyzstan. And I think that's what made me really like Romania and not like Kyrgyzstan, is that I was like pretty fucking wasted most of the time I was in Romania. But it was beautiful. The people were really nice. I liked it. I would totally go back. Even without drinking, I would go back.
Even without the drinking?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Go anywhere without drinking.
Nah.
Yeah, just like, hell no. So,
I mean, here, take a look at what he brought for the interview. I don't know if you can. Yeah, look at that. I was having a totally normal, sober day. And he's like, we got this interview. He cried a little, and then he gave me this.
I cried. I walked back and forth. I was like, stupid. And I was like, all right, got to get the tea in me. Sponsored by Twisted Tea, by the way. No, we are not. We should be. We should be sponsored by Twisted Tea and Gold Bond Foot Powder.
Any tobacco company would be a good
Any tobacco company.
I mean, what sort of cigarettes have you been smoking here? Are those Marlboros?
American Spirit, because they suck. I mean, they're great.
And pale male for me, buddy. Because I don't know why. I guess I'm just the trailer trash is just really in my DNA. So I have a genetic predisposition to love pummels.
And for me, I went to Denver, Colorado once. And I met a girl there. And she was really into American Spirits. And she was like, there's so much better for you. And I mean, she was really hot, man. So I was just going to believe anything she said.
He's trying to win her back by smoking only her favorite cigarette.
Come back. I missed you. No, she kind of sucks. But,
What was that?
yeah.
Oh, she sucks. She sucks.
Yeah, she was rough.
You should
But,
smoke those.
yeah, you don't have to. She got me with the whole, she was like, it's just tobacco and water. That's all it is. And I was like, you're right. That is so much better for me.
No, it is not.
Yeah, I ain't.
But whatever. It's all good, though. And, all right. But to jump into the hard topic of COVID next, I guess how bad was the COVID for you guys on a personal level, family wise, and then we get into the band just a little bit here too. But start off there.
Well, for me, so I was married at the time. I'm divorced now. But I was married at the time, and my wife had rheumatoid arthritis, which is a immune system issue, I guess is what it stems from. So when COVID started happening, I started working remotely, and because of her immune system issues, we had to completely separate, right? So she basically went to her mom's house and lived like in there. They have like a bottom story that's like its own like little house. She lived there like alone, and I lived in our apartment in High Point, North Carolina, alone for like 8 months. And I mean, it was pretty brutal, I guess, just being completely alone. I'm just kidding. It was fucking awesome. I loved it. No, but for real, it was kind of weird. And plus, I mean, just like everybody, I mean, I was thinking like, are we all gonna fucking die? Are we all just gonna die after this? What's going on? So it was a little rough for me, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. How about you, man?
So COVID for me was, at the time, I was managing a distribution center for Guitar Center. So that kind of deemed us as essential workers. So I worked through the whole goddamn thing, which, you know, for that whole pandemic was basically business as usual for me, Monday through Friday. Get up, go to work and all that shit. So it didn't really have too much of an effect on my work life or anything. Personal life, not really too much either. I was also married at the time, divorced now, and my wife, hell yeah, the company she worked for shut down, so she was home all the time. So that, you know, like she got to hold down the house, and I think she just basically smoked weed all day, which good for her, whatever. I mean, she didn't have much else to do, so she just got high all day. And then I'll tell you this though, the first time I got COVID, absolutely beat my ass. You were saying, are we all gonna die? I was wondering for a second because I have asthma, so when I got it the first time, I couldn't breathe. And I was telling my wife at the time, oh, fuck. I was telling my wife at the time, I was like, if this gets much worse, I think I have to go to a hospital because I really feel like I'm going to die in my sleep.
Hey, at least you should have smoked American Spirits, man.
American Spirits.
That would have saved you.
Back then, I wasn't even smoking cigarettes. I was just smoking weed like a fucking chimney all the time, you know? But hey, if anything, COVID made me stronger. I don't know. Fuck it.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I smoke these. Right?
It's stronger.
To get stronger, of course.
It would be nice. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. So.
Right.
Well,
I guess
he's a scientist right here. So.
I'm not a scientist.
he got the glasses, so he must be smart.
See, look at him. Look, doesn't he look potentially smart?
These are actually NASA issued. We have to wear glasses. I don't need these at all. We have to wear these at work so we all look smart, so people trust us with like space shit. I don't like it, but it's for appearances, you know.
No one takes anybody seriously if they're not wearing glasses. Look at you. See that?
Glasses.
I think he does.
Because if he doesn't,
it looks like
that's a dick thing to say, Justin.
I don't know, man. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Cool. All right.
Because if you didn't have glasses, he's like, people don't take you seriously unless you wear glasses. Look at you. Look at you. We don't take you seriously. You have glasses,
guy.
That's why he doesn't have glasses. Though.
Yeah, no one takes me seriously, and I'm cool with that.
Actually, these are prescribed, so it's not like NASA where they have to tell you have to wear the glasses. That'll stick. That'll deal. So it's all cool. But I guess what happened music wise? Did MERC officially formed like well before COVID, or was it kind of like during the years of COVID?
I think it was after COVID for sure. I think I dropped the first EP like 2022. I would say we didn't really. I mean, we weren't like being serious with the band anyways until you joined for our first show for Milestone in Charlotte. Remember when that was, man?
That would have been like
2023.
February 2024.
I could see that. Yeah.
Something like that. I think it was with Nest. Or was that? I forget, man.
Yeah. So MERC hasn't really been around that long, honestly. Since like 2024. That's when we like really started like being a band, I would say.
I guess, did you guys just release music under the band name? I don't know if you guys had any other projects at the time, but I guess what did you guys do music wise? I probably should phrase that question.
So yeah, I released a demo under the band name, but I mean I didn't send it to people. I didn't market it at all. Didn't even have like an Instagram or anything. It wasn't until my good friend Anthony passed away. He was the guitarist in my last band. Life was the name. It wasn't until he passed away that started working on actual releases and like doing stuff. So we had the demo, but like I said, pretty much no one's listened to it. It's still up there, but it's okay. It's fine. But it was our self-titled release when we really started like taking it seriously, and that is with Jesse. Jesse was on board by then.
That's good to hear. And sorry for your loss there, Jacob. So
Thanks.
all right. But good to see you. The families are doing well out there too. So keep doing what you're doing, boys.
Doing good. Yes, sir.
But kind of still sticking with COVID a little bit here too, since you guys say you're in the North Carolina state right there. I guess how's the music scene been? And it's more so Jesse because he's been traveling with Sacred Reich. I guess what do you guys make of the music scene these days from the places you guys have been at?
It's funny because when you go to different places, I mean, like we were saying earlier, there's so many people that we're all the same. We're all part of the same family. We all like the same stuff. We all get along just fine. But it's funny because when you go to certain cities and certain towns, the crowd is a lot younger, which is really nice to see. Like in Florida, whenever we go down to Florida, we normally try to do like 3 dates down in Florida and just make like a little Florida loop. And you see a lot of kids that X's on their hands, and they're not even straight edge. They're too young, and it's really cool to watch. Younger kids like go off to this shit. Like it's good to see that it's still going, it's still moving forward with like the younger crowd. It still resonates, but it's weird because you go different places and we're all the same, but also there's subtle.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah, it's subtle differences in all the cities. Like
Even the way people mosh is different versus like let's say Detroit versus LA. Even the way they mosh is like different. The way that people engage with music is different. But yeah, I mean there are like definitely like threads between all of us that are the same. But I would say the scene in general is in a really healthy spot. It's been worse. Maybe it's been a little better in some ways. It's kind of hard to tell, because it's huge. I mean, we're talking about like countless people, countless bands. But I mean, we've had a great time, and people are really supportive of everybody else. So yeah, I think the scene in general, at least for like hardcore, that's generally our circles. And this band, it's in a really good place.
That's good to hear. So keep metal alive there, people. Let's keep it going. And all the young bloods out there too. Thanks for supporting metal.
100%. Hell yeah.
Definitely.
All right. So now we get to the fun topic about gear. And then I think Jacob might have said some stuff there earlier as well as Jesse, but I guess there's upcoming material and what you've used in the past under the band name MERC. I guess what you guys use.
For live or for like recording?
Both. Let's do both.
Okay. So why don't you take over for live? You do
So for live, what me and Tyler like to do is we both bring 2 cabs, run them stereo, and so I'll be on my side of the stage, and I'll have one of my cabs and one of his right behind me. Then on his side of the stage, he's got mine and one of his. I like to run through a dark glass amp. That's the best thing I spent years trying to dial it in with pedals. I used to be one of those guys that had a big old pedal board and tried to get everything just perfect. Kept fucking up, and I finally found the dark glass folks, and the tone was basically perfect. So what I run going into that on my pedal board is I go into the tuner, and then I go into a backstabber pedal, which is an old Rat circuit that I think it's Foul Sounds that it. Yeah, Foul Sounds. The backstabber, it's an old Rat circuit, but they dialed it in better for bass. So that's where I really get that crunch and that extra, chug and the scrape in there. From there, I go into a flashback, which is kind of what we've been using as a noise pedal right now.
TC Electronics.
TC Electronic flashback. So I need to experiment with that a little more because I'm kind of in my comfort zone with it. Shit, we're at 10%.
I'm doing good.
I found my comfort zone with it. So what we do is between songs, what I'll do is right at the end, I'll click the flashback on. It'll just give me some fun sounds to play with, and I can dial in as we go. And as I'm doing that noise, Jacob has a chance to take a breath, get some water if he needs to. And then from there, I go into a noise suppressor just to cut out any of that extra shit between songs, any of that bleed through weird noise. And that's all I'm working with in a live setting. I can't really. Do you know what Tyler is using?
Tyler does some kind of black magic. Right now, he runs through one pedal that has some kind of crazy simulations running on it. I don't know, because he changes it up all the time. I really don't know what Tyler does.
Tyler's a mystery.
He is.
He's a very quiet dude, and somehow he just shows up with perfect tone and perfect playing every single time.
Yep.
And he never gives himself any credit.
He's quiet too. He's humble. He's a wizard or something.
Yeah, he's really good at this.
Speaking of gear too, sometimes I run noise like with Jesse. I don't know if you can see this here, but this is one of my noise setups. It's like a really basic one. This is man, I really don't know if you can see this. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, so I run this Rumble of Ancient Times through the Lifer. And this little combo, this basic combo gives like so much control over fucking just, you can make just the craziest stuff with this stuff here. I've been putting together for the noise part, like my end too. I've been putting together this little guy right here too, which is like, it's running off a Raspberry Pi. It's got a lot of like neat stuff going on under the hood, but this is going to be making a lot of noise for us to cyberneck type thing through just like a 1/4-inch jack. It's to some of our at a show or whatever. Why is this not turned off? Anyways, so yeah, gear, we kind of fuck with gear and have fun with it a little bit, but we're not really dependent on it. We can play a show without any of this fancy gear too, which we have many times.
Yeah, we've had to, right at the end there sometimes, like depending on the system that they've got us set up running into, it's like, all right, no noise tonight, boys. So it's just, we try to do the natural feedback and whatever we can do on the interim.
Do you guys record your own material, or I guess who helps out in terms of production and even putting the whole thing together?
Yeah, so we record here, actually, like right in this room. I have a Tascam 16x8 audio interface that we use for pretty much everything, running bass, vocals, and drums. It's a little bit of a DIY setup, but I mean, it's worked. As far as like production, everything but our last EP, Dehumanized, I actually mixed and mastered here because it's cheaper. It's free, basically. For Dehumanized, we decided to get a little serious. So it was actually mixed by Taylor Young and mastered by Will Killingsworth, two absolute incredible artists in their own right each. So that's why that EP sounds quite a bit better than the others, because we had someone that knew what they were doing do it, not me. Yeah, so I mean, we're pretty DIY, but we decided we want to sound good too. So we're working with professionals now.
That's cool. And I guess jumping to, I guess all the material you've released under MERC right now, I guess, is power violence. There's not really much of a sort of metaphor message in the lyrics. So you guys pretty like straightforward with everything you guys talk about.
It depends. Really, each song is kind of different. Some songs are definitely, there's really no imagery there. There's no witchcraft going on in the lyrics. Some songs, there's some like double entendres. There's a little bit of like poetry, I guess. Some songs allude to other themes outside of like revolutionary violence. Some songs allude to like Gnostic themes, spiritual themes. A little bit, it's here and there. And sometimes they're kind of sprinkled in a way that's like not really obvious. I don't think anyone really cares about our lyrics much. So, but it's kind of like I just write the lyrics that feel right to me. And if I'm in that day, if I'm feeling like being kind of playful and like dropping some double meanings in there or something, then I'll do that. But it's just like everything else in this band, it's really more naturalistic, I guess you could say. It's kind of whatever feels like coming out, we just let it come out.
I'd say for the album Dehumanize, it seems like your longer songs were also your instrumentals. So it was like Vertigo, and you had the title track Dehumanize.
Right.
And I think it was it Ineffable? That was the
Ineffable.
Ineffable, yeah.
No, it was the one before.
Thought it was Ineffable.
Damn it, that the two had the two names are really similar. But yeah, I know the one you're talking about. The one with the bass solo. That kind of sounds like a guitar solo. More of Tyler's witchcraft.
I don't know how he does it.
Do you ever remember that old, I think it was an AT&T commercial where they drew a wizard on the side of a van and the guy would just yell, "Wizard!"
That's us with Tyler. He is the wizard.
It's like some of the wizards, it's you guys again. So
Yeah,
okay,
Tyler, we don't ask Tyler too many questions, man. He comes in and just somehow has it nailed.
I don't think I want to know the answers
Yeah,
to all those questions, honestly. We'll just let it be, you know?
I'll just leave it at weed because I'm pretty sure it's involved in some sort of capacity.
It is for me.
For him, yeah. Not me, really. I don't smoke.
Yeah, I think
Tyler doesn't smoke.
Tyler doesn't smoke. Tyler's hilarious when he smokes pot because he gets super paranoid and really scared really fast.
He's pretty scared and paranoid already.
Like, he gets high and he just kind of goes like, we're like, "You okay?" And he's like, "This is hell."
Actually, how'd you guys beat Tyler? Was it a band you guys had known about, or did he?
Yeah, no, I've known Tyler me and him have been playing music together for like 15 years now. We were the first band I was in that ever really went on tour and really lived the life. He was there through all of it. And me, Jacob, and Chris at the time were talking about bringing in somebody else just to like really kind of round out the sound and make it a little more full. We were thinking who we could bring in. And honestly, I didn't think, at the time, I was like, I don't know if Tyler's going to be interested because he was doing a bunch of other stuff at the time. So I shot him a message anyway.
He's a guitarist, too. That's where his heart is at, is guitar.
Yeah, and he's a shredder, man. He's really freaking good. So I was like, he's probably not going to be interested in this. Or maybe if he is, it would be in a fill-in capacity kind of thing. But I asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." In fact, he said he was like, "I was waiting for this phone call." I was like, "Yes, all right." And I mean, he's been gung-ho ever since, dude. I can't say enough nice things about the guy. I've known him 15 years, and he's always been the most genuine version of himself. No matter what, you always get the honest Tyler. So he's a great guy, great guitar player, great bass player, great musician. He understands things in ways that I don't understand things. He's really good at troubleshooting. Like, if we ever have problems, like in a live moment where we're like, I don't know what's going on, Tyler's like, "What about this?" And he'll figure it out. Like, we're really lucky to have Tyler with us.
It would have been awesome for him to be here for the interview too. But the thing about Tyler also is that he's like super shy. So if he was here, he would literally just not be saying anything and just like, I don't know. Yeah, he wouldn't even do it. There's no way he would say.
He'd be like standing right there.
Maybe, yeah, standing there silently.
He gives short, sweet, to the point answers. Really, he wouldn't go into like long, elaborate stories.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. He laughs at Cleveland too from Family Guy. When he watches this, he's gonna love that.
He laughs kind of like Cleveland and Kermit the Frog. Baby.
Actually, I was just thinking, like, if we blew like a hole in the side of his house, so he was taking a bath right there, he'd be like, "What the hell?"
He would slide.
No.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hey Jesse, can you shoot down that towel for me right there? Thank you." So that's pretty cool. And did you say you guys had a drummer, or do you guys all program your drums?
No, we have a drummer. We have had to program drums for one of our releases in the past. Not Dehumanized. Dehumanized had our previous drummer Pete McCoy on it, and he did a great job. He's a great drummer. Our schedule wasn't the way our schedules was going together. Just it wasn't working out for Pete. So I mean, it was mutual and everything. He had to leave the band, and we're all on good terms. But we have this new drummer now named Ryan. He's going to be on this new album. He played his first show with us like like a week ago. He crushed it, so we're super stoked to have him on board. But yeah, real drummer, alive.
That's good to hear. And are you guys still close to Charlotte, or I guess which part of North Carolina are you guys actually at?
So we're pretty close to Charlotte right now. We're at my place in Harmony, North Carolina. Our population here is like 500. I mean, it's really the middle of nowhere. But like Jesse said, I mean, I call Charlotte like my home scene. I know a lot of people in Charlotte. Been going to shows there for a long time. Jesse lives in Mooresville, which is like 20 minutes from Charlotte, give or take. Ryan, our drummer, he lives in Charlotte, and Tyler, our other bassist, lives in Wilkesboro, so like 45 minutes from Charlotte. So yeah, we're all kind of like centralized around Charlotte.
Actually, I think I was texting Jesse earlier, and he was saying like, "Still driving to Jacob's house. It could be sorry for the delay, that sort of stuff." So
Yeah, we're a little spread out, but nothing overwhelming.
Yeah, nothing
you know?
crazy. No, we're not like
Tyler has to drive. Tyler's like, what is he, like an hour and a half?
from here. He's like 45
Charlotte, yeah.
an hour.
So we're a little spread out, but nothing that you can't get over.
actually, I did want to ask about Charlotte because I've always passed through it. It's a nice city and everything there too, and I would like to see the Carolina Panthers because I always did like see the logo and everything. So, but what's there to do in Charlotte? I guess even in terms of like venues that kind of like, regardless of the music.
Well, the Milestone is the oldest punk venue in Charlotte. It might be the oldest venue in Charlotte, or even like North Carolina.
It's
maybe.
definitely one of the oldest venues on the East Coast that is still operating in the capacity that they're operating in.
Yeah.
You go to that place and they have tags on the wall from Bad Brains, fucking Nirvana, Green Day.
Yeah.
And from when Nirvana and Green Day were first coming up and they were playing these, like, little tiny little bars, these little dive bars. So what they do is they put house gear in front of those tags so nobody puts their stickers and shit over it. You know, you gotta respect those things. And they got a big frame around the Bad Brains tag. So I always thought that was really cool. As far as Charlotte goes, otherwise though, I mean, there's
Snug Harbor is a decent, cool venue.
Snug Harbor's great. There's plenty of stuff to do. It's weird. It's a big banking city, I guess, which is, you know, so what I always say about Charlotte, and not to, you know, say anything bad about them or anything like that, or about where we're from, but there's a lot of really cool places in this country. There's a lot of really cool cities that you can go to. I wouldn't put Charlotte at the top of the list, but I also wouldn't put it at the lowest. Like, you can find stuff to do, you can find cool people, you can find places to drink, to eat, to hang out. Like, if you're on tour, there's plenty of good stuff to do. But you know, I will never say it's the best city in the world, but it's far from the worst.
The best thing about Charlotte isn't the city itself or what there is to do there. It's the people of Charlotte are good people. Definitely.
And a lot of us in Charlotte, we're all from other places. Like, there's a lot of, we're one of those, what do you call it? Like a transplant. Yeah, transplant city. So it's good and diverse because a lot of people that live in Charlotte, they're all from somewhere else. So you get a little bit of everybody. You get a lot of people from New England come down here. You get a lot of people from the South kind of want to go towards the middle there. So you get a little bit of everybody, which is really nice. It's not culturally exclusive at all. It's a melting pot. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different cultures. So that's nice to see.
That's for sure. And I guess you want to give any shouts to any up and coming artists who are coming out of the Charlotte, North Carolina area?
Bog Loaf,
Victim Complex. Definitely Victim Complex. Bog Loaf's a good one.
Yeah, Bog Loaf's fucking great.
Wasteoid's really cool. There's a band called Wasteoid. They're sick. Damn. Someone's going to be mad at us.
Yep, I was just thinking that. Someone's going to be pissed.
This and Goatsy.
Yeah. Just support any of our homies' bands.
Unless they suck.
Unless they suck.
Forget them.
You know, who cares?
It's all about the bands that suck. They're not from Charlotte, really.
Jeez. I was going to say, man, you're getting offensive right now. So, all right.
We're getting there.
We're working there. All right. Chappie needs a little bit more spokes in. It's a couple beers in here. That's what he needs. So,
All right, I'll be right back.
all right. So, We got two more questions, and then we could jump to some extra fun ones here. But I guess the challenges you guys face these days in the band MERC, I guess, what do you think they are? Do you think it's more so time, financial, marketing?
All of the above, dude, because when you're in a level like this, you have to balance everything in your personal life, everything in your work life, because I mean we don't make a dime doing this. Everything that we make goes directly back in us, which, you know, Taylor is old as time. There's a million bands that have to do that.
Yeah.
So everything we make goes right back into merch, reimbursing each other on gas, little shit like that. So I think the biggest challenge would just be like having to balance real life and real responsibilities with our families and stuff like that, with following the dream that we've all, you know, been driving for so fucking long, because all of us have been doing this for, you know, over half of our lives. So it's just hard to balance, you know, and this is why he had mentioned earlier how it didn't work out with our drummer Pete, because I mean, it's hard to just go to California. It's hard to just go to Vermont and go to Florida and do all these things and take time off of work and be home away from your family and all the responsibilities you have to your family and your house and your normal life. So I always thought that was the hardest part, because, you know, when you're not making money doing it, you're kind of just going out knowing you're going to come back with less money, but you do it because you love it.
Yeah.
And because, you know, we all really believe in this. So yeah, I'd say the hardest part is just balancing your real life.
Time and money.
Time and money. Yep. Your family gets pissed off at you because you're gone all the time. And, you know, I'm on tour all the time. So
he's really gone all the time.
Yeah, like 3-4 months out of the year. And, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're out there, it's like, shit, I'm never home.
And that's just stuff. But I guess, Jacob, was there anything else you wanted to add to it?
I think Jesse nailed it, man. It's time and money. Because every step we try to take forward in the band, it costs us money and time, really. Depending on what it is we're trying to do, it'll cost more of one than the other, right? If we're trying to get a little tour together or something, that's going to be time and money. You know, if we're trying to release a new EP, it's a lot of money, right? So I mean, it's expensive to get a good artist for the album art. It's really expensive to get good mixing and mastering, and that's even with us saving money by recording ourselves here. It's still, so I mean, it's kind of tough. The balance between keeping on, because it's not sustainable, right? You know, if we gave everything we all had to the band right away, the band would self-destruct within months, because all of our personal lives would fall apart, and then we can't be in the band anymore, right? So yeah, it's a balancing act. Even, I mean, it's not like we're a big band or anything, but we still, even at like the little level we're at, we still have to make a lot of sacrifices to stay here.
That's for sure. So I guess, is there some sort of therapy you guys try to do to try to keep you guys in a calm state of mind or balance, as Jacob would say?
Well, as far as therapy goes, like, you know, if you go and talk to somebody is great and everything, you know, if you can, I would definitely always recommend doing that. Me personally, like I try to read a lot. I try to disconnect from my phone and just the constant barrage of social media. Like if you get off of that and just go outside and read a book, take a walk, you know, I mean, that's something I've been doing a lot, is just going out and being in nature, just letting yourself just hang out and let everything be calm for a minute, instead of just going right back to your phone, going right back to the screen. I think it's like the best form of therapy is just try to reconnect with outside again and reconnect with like real people and actually go places and talk to people. Because what you realize is like a lot of people in this world are really cool, really nice people if you just give them the time. And if you are nice, they're going to be nice. So just be friendly with folks and go outside, pet a fucking dog, you know, like go walk in the woods, man. It fucking helps.
What I think increases the band's morale the most when things are really tough is when we play a show a fun show. That's when everyone in the band is reminded why we're making all these sacrifices. This guy actually cried at our show in San Diego a little bit.
Yeah.
I saw tears coming out of his fucking face. So, I mean, that getting to San Diego was such a pain in the ass. Because we lost our drummer right before it. We had to like hire a drummer out there, and we got there like the day before our first show in LA, and we've never played with this drummer. Haven't ever even heard a recording of him. We don't know. So we're meeting up in a practice space we had to rent, and we had these rental cars. We missed a flight. It was so much stress for that. But then like he's crying like a tear of something, not sadness. At least.
I can tell you what it was because I remember the feeling. It was just that was the San Diego show we were playing with No Time Records little showcase they were having there, and they were courteous enough to have us out. And like Jacob was saying, it was really hard to get out there. It was a struggle. It was really expensive, which is always weighing on you because you're like, we are paying so much money to do this, and what if it sucks? And so we met up with our drummer in Los Angeles, the fill-in drummer, shout out Marvin Merrick. He was fucking great.
Crushed it.
He showed up and he nailed the set the very first go through. Like we would play one song, we were like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
All right, next song.
These songs can be pretty hard on a drummer too. Drummers in this band probably have it the worst out of all of us. It can be pretty rough on them.
So that was really stressful getting out there, and we had no idea if it was going to be good or not. And then when we played that San Diego show, I don't know exactly what it was for me, but as soon as we hit that first note, the pit opened up and the kids were going fucking nuts, and it was just so cathartic, and all of us were so dialed in.
Definitely.
We do a big thing in this band where between songs we all make eye contact with each other, so we all know when we're ready to go, because it's so fast. It's like if somebody misses that first hit, it's going to be really hard to jump back in. And I just remember looking at Jacob and looking at Tyler and looking at Marvin, and the look in everyone's eyes was like this same, like, feral, like, we were really in it.
Yeah.
And just letting it all go. And, it just felt, it was really cathartic. And at the end of that, like, just that the adrenaline and all that shit coming at once, I was standing there and I needed a minute. I was like, holy fuck. God damn, dude. Like, that was, that's the best feeling in the world to me, though, when you just, like, totally let go of everything. And just kind of let it happen, and the crowd really liked it. We were all really in our element, so that was awesome.
That's our therapy.
I will probably cry again in the future. If you see me crying,
I make him cry a lot because I make fun of him really bad, and he does cry, but it's different. Not that kind of cry.
Yeah, like sad crying.
There's the tears of joy, and then there's the sad one where we're getting picked on too much. So yeah. Actually, which venue was that in LA? Because obviously LA is pretty extensive, but
fuck.
It was like in a fucking shipping container, man.
It
wasn't a shipping container, but it looked like one. It looked like a shipyard or something, but it was like these. It was just like a series of containers, dude. Could you remember?
It was like a fucking garage. It felt like playing a fucking garage, but I mean, they packed that fucker.
They packed it out, and then it like overflowed way out into like the open area between all the boxes of people. I wish I remember. I don't know if it is a venue, if I'm being honest. It might not be a venue at all.
It might have been like a DIY space. I think they were like printing T-shirts over there, and I think they moved all the T-shirt printing stuff into a different area and opened that up for the bands to play. And so we were basically on the floor with everybody else. And, there's something to be said about being on the floor as opposed to like being up on a stage where you're looking down. It's so nice to be right, you're in their faces, so it's all a communal getting it all out kind of thing. So that was nice.
All right. I represented LA in some sort of way. And actually, did Sacred Reich and all those boys, they passed through LA recently?
Yeah. Actually, the last night of tour was at the Belasco in Los Angeles. That was a hell of an experience. I swear to God, that place must be haunted. If you've never been to the fucking Belasco, it looks like Disney's Haunted Mansion, but it's like a rock and roll venue. So that was really cool. We had Rob from Metallica came out that night. A couple of the guys from Body Count came out that night. So it was in the support in LA, man. Those people, they're really into it. So that was really nice when Sacred Reich and Dark Angel and Hyrax and Midnight and all of us passed through there. We did San Diego, we did Berkeley, because all the guys from Sacred Reich, they're from Phoenix, Arizona. So that's kind of more their area over there. But yeah, the support was great. It was a lot of fun.
I was like, oh, you got Midnight there too. It's almost like, I think I always remember the album there too. It was, I think I had the song "Crushed by Demons." It has like the two girls scissoring each other. They have to censor that bit out, to be honest.
Dude, Midnight fucking rules. I was so glad when they jumped on that tour, and Violence was on there too. It was just a lineup of everything that makes thrash metal awesome. You had Dark Angel, Sacred Reich, Violence, Hyrax, Midnight, Interceptor. At the end of that tour, it was a 6-band package. So, I mean, doors were at 4 o'clock, you know? I mean, it was basically like a mini festival at the end there. And every single one of those bands could have been a headliner. So that was really cool to watch. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This guy,
But you know,
he's cool.
actually, you know what? I felt so bad because it was great to actually be at the show right there too, but it was such a shame that it was the same night as Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. So,
Yeah, that happened
Well,
a couple times.
well, the thing was, I was seeing Hyrax. They were coming out on the stage. Like, oh, they're just going to test out the gear real quick. I think they still got time because you saw it too. It was like not a whole lot of people there.
There was like 30 people there or something. Yeah, when the show started, I mean, people were trickling in, but when Hyrax came on stage, there was like 30, 40 people there. Jeez. So that's, you know, my God, they're so good. Caton and that band are amazing because they will do the exact same show with the exact same energy, whether it's 5 people or 5,000. And any band that does that, you got to give credit to. Like they don't turn it down at all. It's the same show.
They did deserve a bigger crowd, but they brought the energy. I'll give them that.
Yep.
Well, actually, I always take my spot close to the PA system because you're able to see the whole stage right from there. So that's why I was standing back at first, be like, okay, it's going to start trickling in a little bit. And because I think the doors opened at like 6:30, and then it was like 7 o'clock when they came on. I was like, wait, did they just come out here to test it, or what's going on here? And then they jumped right into it. So
that was something else that we struggled with on that tour is we noticed that our information was different than the information given to the public sometimes. And I think the show you were at was one of those shows where online it said something like, I don't know, the door time and the show time was different than what they posted online. So working merch, I would have people come up and be like, it says this on the internet. Why is it starting now? And I'm like, dude, I have no fucking idea. Some sort of like lapse in communication because, you know, people were still coming in and they'd be like, did I miss Hyrax? What the fuck? It said the show started at 7, you know, and they fired up at 6:30 or something. So that was something we struggled with, but power through, man.
yeah, still a great show. I'm going to put some stuff up on my other YouTube channel, footage I got from that concert. So
Fuck
actually,
yeah.
the lead singer nowadays for Dark Angel, Ron Reinhardt, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, he surprised me when he came down off the stage right there. He did it twice, actually. Yeah, I was filming the one time. And he's walking up to me, oh shit. I can't move the camera, but I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, dude. Ron's a great guy, and he would do that for every show that he was able to. Every single show that his in-ear could travel far enough, he would walk down. He would be a part of the pit. He would go up to the merch tables as he's singing and like give us hugs as he's singing at the merch table. Like one of the most humble, cool dudes ever. He's been doing this since 1987, and he still has that fury, that he's humble. Like he's such a great guy, and it was great watching him walk out to the crowd, and you saw it too. Like every single show, he's like getting his arms around people so they can take pictures as he's singing the song. Like this dude is a badass, man. Shout out Dark Angel, man. They're legends for a reason.
Also saw Gene Hoglan for the first time in my life, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Hell yeah, he's the nicest guy in the world. Did you get a chance to talk to him?
You know what? He walked on the stage. It seemed like he was done after that because I probably couldn't blame him because you're playing like real fast and he tend to have really complicated drum parts. I was trying to actually get a fist bump or a handshake with him, and unfortunately, he walked off the stage. Did he come off the stage? Because I think some of the musicians came off the stage and came to have like pictures and stuff. I think the one guitar player, that the woman in the group right there, she's a little bit shorter, but she was
Laura, yeah.
Laura, yeah. She came off and took some pictures.
Yeah, they're all very kind folks, especially because you think like people that have been doing it for so long, they'd get jaded, and these guys, they're really not. I mean, they're the nicest folks in the world. Gene, what was always really funny about him to me is like, because everyone knows what Gene Hoglan looks like, but his voice does not match that image, and I mean that in the best way possible. He's such a gentle human being. Like, he'd come up and he'd be like very soft, and he'd be like, "Hi. How are you? It's a very nice day today, isn't it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure is, Gene. How are you, bud?" You know? But everybody in that band and everybody on that whole touring package, it's so funny because everyone has this image of, you know, the tattoos and the leather and all this shit. But it was like everybody's hugging each other and being like, "Hey, man, how's it going? I love you. Thank you." Everyone's super nice. So that was a lot of fun out there.
That's for sure. So thank you for being the merch boy there, Jesse, and thanks to everyone who came out to shows.
Fuck yeah.
Just for the last question right here, I guess, in terms of AI and social media these days, do you feel like it's a double-edged sword these days, or do you think there's some use for it? I don't know if you guys use it in your music too.
I think it's a single-edged sword facing us. I think there's really not much positive to the surge of AI. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of something that's actually really a net positive in the long run that comes with that at all. I really can't, other than some people are making obscene amounts of money. I guess it's good for them. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's I've never really been too big of a fan of AI generated anything because to me it seems like a shortcut, whereas you could actually do it. I hesitate to call it the right way. I view it the right way, where you pay an artist who has studied their whole life, who has practiced their whole life to create something for you, whether that's album artwork or, you know, on the music side, anything like that. I don't even like seeing AI generated press releases because you can tell when there's a lack of the human aspect to it. Like when you read it, you're like, a human didn't write that. You typed in a prompt and then AI did the rest for you, did all the thinking for you. So it's I always viewed it as a shortcut. You know, I don't really see a positive. I'm with Jacob on that. Like, I don't see a lot of positive with AI. I just see it's going to be helping people to get something done quick and try to look as professional as possible. But it's like, or you could actually pay somebody and you know, all of us make a community effort to put out a piece of art, to put out a piece of music or something like that. So I don't really see a net positive either.
I mean, some people look at it like that it's too expensive to commission an artist, but I think they're just not looking in the right place, honestly. I've commissioned work from artists before that was like $25, and it was incredible. There are so many artists out there that are doing work for super inexpensive prices that is just mind-blowing. And I mean, to use AI, I don't know. It's like a slap in the face to everyone that's out there working and like really putting in the effort.
Yeah. Do you guys tend to have a little struggles with like social media these ways? Maybe with like marketing, trying to get the name out there, or I guess even what you're doing with like other bands.
It can be tough for marketing because we're kind of a weird band, you know. We are in a niche, right? So like if I was going to try to push our band out there, it's like I can't just push to people that, I mean, I can't push to just general metalheads in general. I can't really even just push to like people that are really into hardcore. I mean, a lot of them do seem to like us, which is really cool. But we're like really specific, I guess. We have not the biggest market of for bands, so it's like I don't know. For example, like if let's say we made a funny video and ran it as like an ad or something, so, you know, there'd be a lot of people. We'd probably get a big boost in followers, people that thought the ad was funny and they're like, hey, this band might be cool, but they're not really going to actually like our music. So who cares? If our follower numbers go up, but they don't like our music, then they're not really fans. They're just someone who liked one thing we did because it was funny or something. So yeah, marketing is pretty tough.
The dreaded bots, if we wanted to say that, yeah.
Oh my God, the bots too, yeah.
Those are killers. So yeah, I can understand. So I did find both of you guys on Instagram, but I guess what other social media do you guys use so the audience can interact?
Mainly Instagram is our big thing. We've tried using Facebook. I mean, that was like completely pointless. We do have a Facebook, and I mean, people are welcome to interact with us there if they don't have an Instagram. I mean, I will get on there and I will definitely interact with people if they want to on Facebook. But Instagram is definitely better for us anyways. I know we're supposed to have a TikTok because we're banned, but we don't have one right now. We might not ever have one. I don't know. We're just busy enough already with everything else, and Instagram has seemed to have been working okay. So it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
The old Southern saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah,
That's right.
That's right.
that's a good thing in there too. But let's hope we're not heading towards the Terminator sort of apocalypse or what we like to call the Skynet conspiracy in this case. So, yeah.
Any day now.
Any day.
Fingers crossed.
The whole world's doomed. Let's just go watch TV.
Fuck
Yeah, yeah, really.
There we go.
All right. But in all seriousness, check carefully there, boys. All right. So, boys, we basically the questions here pretty good. So, here, let's get through the fun ones. Ready?
All right.
All right. So, I'm curious if there's a particular North Carolina dish I haven't heard about yet, but I guess what would you say is currently your favorite food?
This is meatballs.
God damn it.
Mine is probably the classic North Carolina pulled pork barbecue. I'm kind of like a snob when it comes to that. Yeah. Maybe fried chicken. I love fried chicken, I guess. His is meatballs. His is meatballs.
It's not meatball. It's kind of meatballs. It's a little bit meatballs. I'm a big spaghetti guy. Anybody that knows me knows I love spaghetti. I grew up in New England, so I'm a big pizza and wing kind of guy. Honestly, I swear to God, dude, I could eat wings every day of my life.
It actually is wings. Yeah, it's definitely wings.
Anytime we go out to eat, I will look at the whole fucking menu, but I will almost always order wings.
Speaking of wings, the best wings we ever had were in Worcester. Was that Worcester?
Yeah, it was Worcester, Massachusetts, man. Delicious, dude.
They were insane. I love wings, but not as much as him. And even he said they were like really good.
You start going up into the New England territory. It doesn't have to be New York that has the best pizza or anything like that. You start going into New England, they know how to do Italian food. They know how to do wings, no matter where you are. So if you're up in there, definitely. Yeah, man, like the pizza and everything up there. I mean,
wings, you said is wing? Are wings?
Wings are not Italian,
Okay.
but they kind of go hand in hand.
I guess I
with
get
pizza.
buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And actually, I was kind of thinking.
We appreciate all the questions, but I feel like, you know, how many people ask you questions as the interviewer? What's your favorite food, man?
Well, we'll get into that in just a moment. I just wanted to get through everything there first.
Oh, okay.
No,
All right.
okay.
But in all seriousness, it will be coming near the end there too. But I'll count that as one question. So, but I guess moving on to the next one here. I guess so. What's your hobbies outside of music and whatever your main jobs are these days?
Masturbation.
Yeah, he's big on that. He talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
He really cares about it a lot.
I'm doing it right now.
For me, it's Warhammer and painting. And my kids. Do I do anything else that's cool?
No, well, you got kids and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I have goats. I have 8 goats too that I like to hang with. That's about it, man, for me.
For me, it's ever since my divorce, I lost like a ton of weight. I lost like 90 pounds. And but hobbies for me, whenever I get free time, I really like to spend time in my gym that I set up like at my house. I like to go for really long walks and listen to music and shit. Go out on the lake, sit on the water. I do like smoking weed. That's a lot of fun. And just honestly, just trying to discover as much new music as I possibly can. I'm kind of a nerd with that kind of stuff. I'm just
good for that.
always on Spotify, listening to shit that from across the board doesn't have to just be heavy. Like, you got to draw inspiration and find anything wherever you can. There's a lot of good music out there if you're willing to take the time to look for it.
I would say to the masturbation, keep the body count low and the taxes away.
Amen, brother. Hell yeah.
Actually, I was curious. That was a question to you, though. Does it?
Does it? Oh, my pullout game's really strong, so I'm all right no matter what.
No woman would ever purposefully allow themselves to be impregnated by this man.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare. Can you imagine? Holy shit. Imagine what that little devil would be like. It'd be like a little fucking Jim Belushi down there. Or which one of them?
Wait, I don't know.
I don't know. One of the Belushis. I'd have a kid that would turn out to be a Belushi, for sure.
Actually, I thought this was going to be Seed of Chucky or something.
Could be. Could be. If it comes out of Ginger, I'll just put it down. Just kidding. Holy crap.
Oh, jeez. You get a little too loosey goosey now. All right. But I guess you mentioned about the music earlier. I guess what you've been listening to these days, whether they're indie or mainstream.
You want to go first? You want me to?
Oh yeah, I'll go. I've been listening to a lot of this band Impermanence, from I think Oregon. We played with them in California. Their bass power balance too, just like us. It's not like they sound exactly like us or anything, but they're just really fucking good and really underappreciated, I feel like.
For sure.
Been loving them.
And they're a 2-piece too, right?
Yep, they're a 2-piece.
Fucking badass.
Classic. Yep. How about you?
Lately I've been God, I always keep going back to this band. They're not heavy at all, but they're called Beach House. It's kind of like a dream pop kind of thing. And man, I'll just get in my car and just turn them on, dude. I love Beach House. Been listening to heavy music for so damn long. It's just one of those things, like, I can't just keep it heavy all the time. I try to get into, believe it or not, every now and then I'll even listen to like older country kind of stuff or modern country that sounds older. Hank Williams is great. There's a guy out now, Charlie Crockett. I think he's great. Esther Rose, she's awesome. I don't know. I listen to a lot of heavy music, but I try not to exclusively listen to heavy music because I like a little bit of everything.
That's a great choice. Definitely new too, considering that we're always more in the heavy metal side there too. So it's good to see a dream band show up there too.
Right.
So, all right. And for lots of fun ones here, I guess you guys are real big at the TV. Got like a favorite TV show or movie?
I always keep going back to the classics. So luckily this time of year, they put a lot of horror movies on all the streaming services. I'm a big horror dork. So I've been just watching all those. But as far as comfort shows like Rick and Morty, South Park, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I always go back to those shows, even though I've seen every episode 100 fucking times and I can't find anything that I can't quote top to bottom. Those are the comfort shows, you know, so I'm big into cartoons, Family Guy, all that stuff.
Yeah, for me, movies, that's kind of tough. For TV shows, like my favorite TV show probably ever is like season 1 of True Detective, I guess. I've really loved that since I saw it for the first time in like 2014 or 15 or something. And I don't know, it's like, that's my comfort show. I know it's not really that comforting for most people, but I just love it. I don't know why.
It's Matthew McConaughey's voice.
Maybe. It might be. Woody Harrelson was so good too, though.
That is a great fucking season. Yeah, that's good.
And for movies, maybe Blade Runner, maybe the original Blade Runner. And I actually really loved 2049 too. I love both of them.
Good answer. Good answer on Blade Runner.
Thank you. It's classic.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I saw 2049, and you know what? I think it was because I didn't see like the first one. So, you know, it was still good.
I could see that. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you need to see the first one to appreciate the 2049 that much. So it's like maybe you just didn't really like it, which is totally cool. I got to see it in a movie theater, and I actually went in expecting to hate it because most things like that, where it's been a really long time, it's like a cash grab, right? Whether like a production company or whatever is just trying to bank off the popularity of the original, and it's usually just a piece of shit. But I actually really loved 2049. Seeing it in a movie theater probably helped because it's really beautiful too, and the sound design is incredible. I feel like, at least. But yeah, I mean, if it's not your thing, I get it. I really do. It's not for everyone.
I guess I just wasn't used to it, but you are right. It was colorful and everything else, so I'll give it that.
Definitely. Yeah, very colorful.
Hey.
I like colors.
He does.
I do.
I see colors. That'll do. All right. So, boys, we're down to one more question on my podcast, and now you get to the point where you can ask me questions. So, Jacob already asked, "What's my favorite food?" and all, so that'll be his, and then Jesse can pick one out next. So here, for favorite food, I'm guilty of the burgers and pizza. I mean, you'll see me having the burgers.
We're all American here. We get it. I love hamburgers and pizza as much as the next guy.
And hot dogs. And fries.
Oh, yeah. Oh, anything you can throw on a grill, man. Seriously, at the end of the day, that's all you need. Okay, if I got a question for you.
Sure, good.
I would have to ask you, out of all the bands that you're currently listening to, who would you like to give a shout out to? Who have you been listening to a lot lately?
That's tough because I do drum covers. I'm a drummer, just to kind of fill you guys in. But these days, I kind of got to a little bit of a Cryptopsy, D-Side, and Morbid Angel sort of slump. So
it's hard to get out of that one.
Yeah, actually, I should say spree, not slump, because slump sounds like a bad word. So
right.
So
Cryptopsy's always great, man. Everything they put out, I love that fucking band. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're really good.
Did you say with Lord Worm or even with like some of the other singers they've had?
Oh, I'd say I love the Lord Worm era, definitely, like we all do. But I mean, everything they do, I don't care who's on vocals, man. You got Flo on drums, and I mean, I could listen to Cryptopsy just for the drums, and just sit there and focus on that.
Yeah. He's
insane, man.
I would say the snare was pretty annoying on the Blasphemy Made Flesh album. I would say that.
A good snare always is a little annoying.
Ting.
Not that particular ones. I think the next annoying one was like Vital Remains is Dechristianized. That was like another annoying snare they had to like throw in.
So. You can't get over it. That's all you can hear is the snare. Boom, boom, boom.
That's more like a hard tapping. I don't know how to describe it really, but you would know it once you hear it, especially when it's blast beating.
I need to re-listen to it to hear that back.
It's like when a prison door shuts on snare over and over again.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else?
No, I'm good.
Can't believe we've been doing this for almost 2 hours already. Holy crap. That flew by, man.
Yeah, that's for sure. But if there's nothing else, here's how the last question will go. And you either or can go first. But given the amount of negativity that you've been seeing in the world these days, whether it's because of political polarization or cynical media or whatever, these days it seems like people need some sort of hope. So what would be your message of hope for musicians and people out there so they can move forward with their lives?
I think my answer would be to pull yourself out of social media as much as possible, because the algorithms are all pushing us into echo chambers and making enemies out of everyone around you. And that's just not reality. When you actually go out and you start meeting people and actually talking to people, you realize we have a lot more in common, and we laugh at the same shit for the most part. The same shit hurts us. We're all just people. But we're also divided nowadays because everyone views everybody that doesn't think the same way as them as the enemy. And I think that's kind of poisoning all of us. So I'd say a message of hope would just be like, get out, go outside, put your phone down, go for a walk, go actually talk to people, go just be nice to somebody. Because if you're nice to somebody and you're genuine to somebody, you're 9 times out of 10 going to get that in return. So don't let the internet and don't let all these, Twitter and, TikTok and whatever it is nowadays. It's like, don't let them trick you into thinking that everyone outside of your house is the enemy, because they're not. Most of us are going to get along just fine. And most people in this world, I believe, are good people. And if they see somebody in trouble, they're not going to care what political affiliation they are. They're not going to care. They're going to go down there and they're going to try to help them just because they see somebody in trouble. And maybe that's naive of me, but I believe most people in this world are good people. And when you try to remember that and you learn to forgive them for all their faults, there's so much wrong with all of us, really. It's like, who am I to judge anybody else just because they have different life story, and they, we're all just products of the decisions we've made this whole time. And a lot of people, they act just, trying to make decisions on what they think is going to be best. It's a very small fraction of people that do shit to purposefully hurt somebody else. And when you realize that, and you realize that majority of us are all on the same team, I think that's going to help us out a lot. And we all really, at the end of the day, we all kind of want the same thing. So my message of hope would just be like, hey, there's more people on your side than you think. You got a message?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, nope.
So the thing about hope, right? So like you said, we're living in times with a lot of negativity. I think in times like that, hope is maybe one of the worst things to have. I think hope is a poison in that way, in that it makes us complacent, right? If you have a problem with something, and that's not just politically, but let's say in your personal life, I think hope is the most dangerous thing to have, where what you really need is motivation to take action. And then, once you're taking action to change the things that make you negative, that affect you negatively. And like I said, whether that's on a bigger scale or even in your personal life, I think once you start taking action against those things, that's the time to have hope that the actions you're taking are going to enact the changes that you need and want. But before you start to take that action, I think hope is, I think it's poison. I think it's what keeps you from taking action, that you think things will change on their own for you. And that's just, from my experience, the world doesn't usually work that way, unfortunately. And I guess that's
unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but spoke like a bunch of true prodigies. So, all right. So, boys, we have reached the end of the podcast right here. We talked a little under 2 hours, but I guess before we close out, would you like to give any other shout outs to anybody? I know we gave some shout outs earlier to people in and around the Charlotte area.
Definitely No Time Records. For us, No Time has done so much for us. They put together our releases. They got us out to California. They've supported us over there, and they even worked with To Live Alive Records and Shirley Road Records to release Dehumanized on vinyl. And I mean, there's a million people that have supported us in so many countless ways. I wish we could say them all, but I guess for me, my number one right now would be No Time Records. And if anyone out there does like us and they're not really familiar with a lot of other bands like us, go to No Time Records, go to their website, check out the other bands there, and you'll be glad you did.
I would say any of the bands we've played with, anyone that's allowed us to sleep on their couch or their floor, or comes and gives us a water, or asks, anybody that's out there, promoters, venue staff, bands, anyone that has been there with us during this journey. I'd like to personally shout out Whores and Sacred Reich and all the bands that have allowed me to go into this next level, this next realm, and see what it's really like to operate on that level. Shout out to them, but really just shout out to anybody that's trying to keep this moving forward in whatever way they possibly can. Any little bit of support that you can give a touring band, or musician, but buy him some fries or something, anything, give him a couch to crash on. Like, that goes a long way. So shout out to everybody that's ever helped us out.
I've got one more. I want to shout out to Jacob Fleming, because he has been probably our oldest fan and most dedicated fan. He's bought every single thing we've ever made for sale, basically. And we have quite a few people like that. But as far as I know, Jacob is the oldest one. He's been there for a long time, and it's that kind of support that keeps us going. The people that actually really enjoy what we do for whatever reason.
I've been a fan since the beginning right there. So yeah, no deal. So, all right, that's all cool. And just real quick, what's your plans for this year? And I guess even going into next year, since we're down to the last 2 months of the year right here. I guess just new material, no shows or anything?
We do have some shows. We actually get the headline of the festival next to MDC in Greenville, North Carolina, in like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. No other shows the rest of this year. So other than that, it is all about recording and writing and finishing up this next release.
How far would you say we are into this next one?
Pretty close, man. I've got vocals to do on 3 more tracks. We've got some features I want to get taken care of by some other people, and we've got to do drums, and that's about it. So we're like 70% at least.
So we're pretty close to this next EP or LP or whatever it's going to be. That should be, if it's not done by the end of this year, we're probably going to try to put it out early next year.
Yeah.
The goal is to, at least what me and Jacob have talked about, is try to make 2 releases a year. But preferably 1 in the spring, 1 in the fall. So at the absolute latest, the next EP or LP, whatever, will be out in the spring.
All right, sounds good. And lastly, just real quick, for the audience's sake, what can they find you guys at on social media? I guess Instagram and which other ones?
Instagram, and they can do Facebook if they want. But Instagram's better for us anyways. That's pretty much it.
All right, sounds good. I got to close out like this. So, everyone, I guess today we're Jesse and Jacob from the band MERC. So, just nice give a little shout out to this guy right here, as well as a nice little gift that Jesse gave to me when I met him in Pittsburgh there. As well as, again, thanks for your shirt, Jesse. The Peace Corps.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. For the part of the band MERC right here, they're hailing from the lovely state of North Carolina. Go hit up all socials, all streaming platforms and everything there too, wherever they may be. But let's go support our brothers out there. These guys kicking some ass and doing a lot of work out there too. So let's go help them out any way that we can. So Jesse and Jake, you all stay sick, because you know there's one pretty fucked up world out there. Rock on. And the last thing, I just need a quick pose from y'all. Stay tuned, y'all.